So let's do this. What time is it? September 9th, 2025, 7:30 a.m. We are now in session. We have one remote, which we now can vote, which we've learned since May, which is a pretty good gig. And I think we do have to list one remote ever, so we should always do that.
Amanda, when there is one remote, do we have to do a voice vote for?
Yes, you have to do roll call vote, and you need to be able to see and hear them when they are voting. Obviously, to make sure that it's the right person.
Yeah, so we won't be able to see.
So you'll have to change
We
the
won't
way
be able to see.
meetings are set up on
I
Zoom.
don't think our system sets that up.
If you're gonna do that.
I mean, we can do it if you had
Yeah.
a Zoom meeting, but why can't he do it? You come on
Because
our
Hayden's
screens.
saying right now, they can't control their camera, so they can't turn their camera on, the person on the phone,
They can
or
turn
on
theirs
the
on.
Zoom.
I think you
I
can.
think
drop
they
out the
can,
thing.
we
The
cannot.
guests who join this link through the website are.
Maybe we should
allowed-
look into that for future things. Call to order.
So that's how.
Looking for an approval of agenda.
Motion to approve?
We have a motion, second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Does anybody want to add anything to this before we go to consent agenda? I think, weren't we talking, I'd like to add to new business to approve or have a discussion on letting our business partners, our land guys,
IAG?
IAG, start listing the property in Old Town.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have a conversation on this today, and we're missing, John, did you hear that? Is he on?
Yep, let me turn this on. John, if you unmute your mic, you should be able to speak.
Thank you. Yes, I am online. I did
You
hear all
better turn
of
him way
that.
up.
Can you hear me now? I did hear all of that.
Yes. That's not
Does this have
better.
speakers on it? Try us now, John.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear
A
it?
couple times. A couple times. For some feedback.
Good to go? We good on this?
Okay.
Keep going?
Keep going.
John, did you hear the part about the Old Town, start the listing, have a discussion on?
I heard everything completely. Yes.
Yes,
You heard everything.
Okay. I'm gonna need your help.
sure.
That's what happens when you hang around loud cars your whole life. You can't hear nothing. Consent agenda, 7:30. Okay. EDA meeting minutes of the 19th. Did everybody go through that and have any questions or corrections on that? Looking for a motion to forward?
I'll make a motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
Okay, John, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Maybe do them both at the same time.
Motion carries. What's that?
Both A and B can be done at the same time, right? with the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
The-
consent agenda, so there's really, that's the whole package deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Open forum. Is there anybody besides John, one of our members, on hold? Hey, nobody? Okay, we were talking about old business. Nothing has changed there, John? John 1?
Yes. Right, so I'll just kind of go over through these. So nothing has changed on flower pots.
That's all done, right?
The flower pots?
It's
Yeah.
all done, I think.
Yes,
All
they're
the
still
money's
growing
in.
though.
They're still growing.
Yeah, utility boxes, we have an item that's going to the council tonight for asking for approval for a scope of services. Sidewalks, there's nothing new. Railroad spur, Chair Hunter and myself did talk to Sumstone last month. Sumstone has an interest in the spur, but not in anytime soon, essentially. I've had conversations with MnDOT on a transload facility, which is a facility where you load items from trucks onto rail. Their kind of recommendation is that we need to get a commitment from users before BNSF would take it seriously or not. I guess the question that I have for the EDA is at some point, we're going to have to spend real money on figuring out if this is going to work or not. So I am looking for some direction from the EDA.
Say that last part again.
So this project is going to cost millions of dollars to put together. There is grants that are available. The grants do require a feasibility study. It's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars to put together the feasibility study. I don't know if the EDA wants to move forward with that or not.
I mean, I know the vision is a railroad spur, but is it, I mean, we've talked about various different things, you know, about one being, I mean, we have all these warehouses all along 81. Is there a thought that somehow these warehouses would use this railroad spur that we're somehow sponsoring, or is this just us? I mean, the other side of the coin was Semstone puts it in and it's private and they do whatever they want. They could solicit business from these other businesses as well. So it's like, is this a city kind of project, or is
A
this
mini project versus independent?
well, city project versus a private project? You
Well,
know?
that building right to the south of them there, you see that one there? Okay, that's King
King
Solutions.
Solutions.
Yeah, King Solution.
I've had a discussion with Jim Berge, one of our old guys.
Yep.
He went to the higher ups over there and they said they are absolutely interested. How do we get it to go? That
I
was
don't
my
know
last conversation.
what would prevent King Solutions from working with Semstone and just having a private facility between the two of them.
What would be that?
Because King Solutions has access to the rail, or they're adjacent to the rail. I don't know why they wouldn't do it themselves.
Because they want
We ain't
somebody
got
else
that
to
far.
pay for it.
How
They
we
don't want
got?
to spend the money.
That's why.
Yeah.
They want us to spend the money.
Well, can King Solutions get a grant from the state of Minnesota, or these grants you talk about, or does it have to be through a city organization?
No, it can be through private entities. So they could do this themselves. It's a question, is this an EDA project?
It seems to me like maybe what you'd want to do is get the businesses together in a special meeting on this topic and try to figure out whether, if there's a lot of interest from a lot of businesses, is it something that they want the city to be involved in, or do they want to do it on, you know, kind of figure it out on their own, like a private?
Well, I think John's asking us right now is, do we want to move forward at this point, without spending tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars?
That's going to be the next step, though.
Spending money.
Yeah.
If you do a feasibility study. But you could have a meeting with the business, more than one
Yep.
business, and figure out interest levels for next to nothing.
Can you say more about what a
Transload facility is. So I'm still learning as I go. They vary in size. So I know there's one in Fridley where it's just a small building, and, you know, small is still pretty big. But where you have a rail car or rail cars that are in, and you essentially load materials from trucks onto trains, or you load trucks onto trains.
Okay,
So
the
you're
reason
going-
I'm curious is that if we look to the other side of 81, we now, or will have, two large tenants in the cubes that ship or receive pretty large materials, and
They would not use rail.
they wouldn't,
No.
because,
I haven't heard a good reason for it, just that they don't use rail now, and they probably wouldn't. So like states, they build large buildings that aren't going to fit on a rail car.
yeah, no, I can see that, but they're also receiving large
Material, yeah.
transformers and switchgear and all kinds of things coming in, even if they weren't able to use it to ship to their final destination, because that's going to be different every time. I don't know, it occurred to me that maybe they could use something like that just because of the bulk or the size
Sure.
of the things, and the air conditioning company could be in the same situation, receiving large materials, because they're not building all that stuff themselves, they're assembling it.
Right.
So I think
Is
it's
there,
worth continuing
is there
the
a,
conversation.
is there other cities that have sponsored spurs, sponsored, I don't know what better term for it, but have there been other cities involved in developing a spur?
I'm told Des Moines has an example. So that's a much larger facility than what we would be looking at. So they have a 40-acre facility that's owned by it's the Des Moines Area Metropolitan Planning Organization.
Oh.
So it'd be similar to our Met Council.
John, in your opinion, would your company use something like this if we were to explore it?
Yeah, I looked into it. For the most part, because we don't ship volumes of equipment, there would be a use, but it would be maybe once or twice a year for us. And I could just as easily, I guess, work with Semstone or King Solutions or whatever if, for example, I needed to do a load that way.
Okay, just RDO would use it once or twice a year,
Right.
or would otherwise work with King Solutions or Semstone.
That's what I was thinking,
So our decision
I'm
is,
just not seeing I mean, it's great if the businesses want to do it. I'm just really not seeing where EDA is a part of this. I mean, one, we don't have the money to spend on it
Yeah,
anyway. And two,
$500,000.
I don't see it. I mean, it's not like any business yet just came in and said, I absolutely want this. Of course, they want it if it's free. But again, that's my stance on it.
King Solutions said they absolutely want this.
Well,
Yeah, they want it, but they don't want to pay anything
right,
for
they
it.
don't want to pay for
We
it.
don't know what's going on yet. The question on the table today is, do we want to at least have a conversation with these guys before we start spending hundreds of $1,000s?
I think it's a waste of time, but whatever, you can call them up if you want.
I mean, I would agree with, yes, have a conversation with them and see how much participation or involvement they would want into this. That I could see. But spending money on studies right now, no.
We're not to that point yet. I don't think we're at that point yet. We're not going to spend $100,000 to ask the questions. Get everybody on the table, send out a flyer, say, hey, if we did this, what would be your level of interest?
Okay.
So, John, you think that makes sense?
I do. And I don't disagree with you. I don't think this is going to ultimately be where the EDA wants to spend all its money. But in the spirit of economic development, I think getting the word out that this is a possibility to these businesses and then see, if they're all kind of lukewarm on it, then it's probably a no-go. But if there's real interest in it, then how do we facilitate this thing moving ahead? And that doesn't mean us providing all the money for it.
Right.
That's to me like instead of the city being like or EDA being directly involved in building something like this. I mean, I could see where you could be a facilitating role. And that, to me, it's more than just King Solutions and Semstone. It could be Graco, it could be any of the businesses, even some of the Rogers businesses, FedEx, etc. And then it becomes, if you facilitate it, it might still be a private thing that either Semstone or King Solution look at it as a profit center. Hey, we've got this railroad spur, and you guys can bring your trucks and load them, because I've got a feeling that's what King Solutions is doing. They're just going to load semis on flatbed rail cars and
Kick 'em loose.
send them somewhere across the country cheaper than they can drive them.
Pennies on the dollar.
But
So step one is, let's generate interest.
Okay.
And I like your idea about the Rogers thing. That makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't they?
I would think any freight kind of shipping company within 4 or 5 miles of this might have some interest in it, but then it's really about just facilitating it for,
Yeah.
like a Semstone or someone else is going to have to put it in. I don't know that the city would put it in. That's my.
We'll spend on grant money if we make it immune. We got to see what we get. Let's just see the interest level first. I get what you're saying. That makes sense to you guys? Interest level? And I think we should put a pin on it and draw a 5-mile circle in there, just to see who's interested. And then send out or call or email or talk to their EDA over in Rogers. Heck, we should be talking to EDA in Elk River as well, and Champlin and Oka. And there's a lot of big stuff in Champlin that might utilize that. Where's our next spur?
You just wonder why they didn't do it themselves. I mean, Rogers got plenty of rail, but I mean, like FedEx is closer to this than it is
Right,
where they would go. But
right. Forgot about the FedEx guys. And they're all about shipping. Train versus plane, I guess if you're on a 5-day. Does that give direction to admin
Yep.
enough?
Yeah,
That
it'll
we're
take
still
some time
interested.
to coordinate.
Okay. John, you okay with that?
Sounds really good. Thank you. And I can participate in helping define however I need to. I'd love to reach out to people.
Is that a yes?
Yeah.
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 Okay, we close that discussion, or do we need to do anything about that? And do we need a motion for you to act
No,
on?
I've got direction.
Okay. Lent property concept plan.
So nothing new with this. I did send out an email last month that we did offer first right of refusal to the neighbor's property. They turned it down. So they kind of their direction is if the EDA would like to buy their property, put in an offer to buy it.
We didn't go in person, we just sent an email.
Correct. Offered to meet in person. They did not want to meet.
They did not want to meet?
No.
Got it. 26 EDA budget.
See, the council will take action tonight on approving the EDA levy, so the request is for $25,000. As you recall, the EDA did ask for $100,000. The council kind of directed the department heads to keep the budget, to reduce the budget by quite a bit. And so this is this reduction is applied across the board.
Anything on that?
Well, it's a place to start. You know, I don't think it covers actual expenses for 2026. And looking at the budget summary that came out with the packet, if you annualize that, we're looking at more like 40,000 ish for expected expenses in this year. So 25 isn't gonna cover it, but it's more than zero, and I think philosophically it gets us kind of back into the mix here that we can talk about it in the future. I know we're going to be pushing the budget all over the table tonight, so you know, I think that if that's where we land, or if that's where we have to land, I think that'll be okay. It's a start, but it isn't going to cover our expenses for next year.
I wouldn't think so.
So just to clarify, the whatever gets approved for the EDA budget is what gets levied,
Yes.
Yep.
and then if we need to spend more than that, it comes out of savings,
Right.
basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Scott, you on plan with that budget for tonight too? 25, anybody petition any more than that, or we would just leave it at that?
Well, I don't think you're gonna, I'm not sure where that conversation's gonna go, because we are still about 1% over where the council wanted to be. So,
Will our 25 versus 50,000 factor that 1% ever? Because that's like
well, 50 will make it go up about another half, not quite a half, about a third of a percent.
a third of a percent?
Yeah.
Something like 88,000 equates to 1%.
Oh, that's the ratio?
That's, yeah,
So that's what you
roughly.
guys got to cut, 88.
Correct.
Well, to get down to 8, the consensus is 8%. We're at 8.97 right now, with the EDA getting 25.
Are any other department heads cutting back on anything?
Wait,
Yeah.
the wish list is smaller.
Okay, I just want to get a temperature on what you guys were planning tonight. Moving on to G. I know you wanted to talk about this AI Placer software, but that kind of bombed fast last session. And it was because of a Big Brother episode. And council decided that it was probably a very wrong idea for us as a government.
Really cool software, though.
Very
So
cool
the
software.
direction I have from the chair is that anything on new business or goes to old business.
Yeah.
So this would
Yeah.
stay on here every month until you direct it to be taken off.
Take it off. We can take that off, right?
Take it off.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can take flower pots off finally, too,
Do we want to take flower pots off too?
when they're done.
I agree. The only thing we might want to talk about at some point is, like we did last year, I think we gave a gift card to the gal that's taking care of. I mean, she does a fantastic job. I don't know what her motivation is, but does a wonderful job.
So
And last year, I think we gave her some kind of like. gift
This year,
card.
we gave her $200.
Okay.
all at once, or
Yeah.
And gift card.
Was it a gift
can we give her more than $200?
It's whatever
Then
you ask
Then you
for.
just charge more for the pots.
Yeah.
Well, we gave it to her this year for last year, right? For what she did last
Well,
year.
I mean, we gave it to, so if we gave it to her today, it's for today, so. I mean,
Okay.
it's-
If you give her to her
right,
in
it's like a-
25, it's coming out of 25's money, which you already did, but
Yeah.
whatever.
So we already gave it to her, is what we're
For
saying.
25 you did.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody want to
All right.
volunteer
We can
another
cross
$100
that
bucks or
off,
$200 to her? It just seems kind of cheap for all the running back and forth. I can't get my milkman to show up for $200. If I had a milkman. Anybody? Nothing?
Do we want to, are we,
Give her a little more.
so I'm a
money.
little confused on, like, if we just gave her a gift card, then no, but if we need to vote on giving her another gift card at the appropriate time, then yes, I would say we should. But I don't know what the appropriate time is, because if she just got it, then it's not the appropriate time.
Well, that might
I'm
have
just
been,
saying,
that might have
I
been
think
May or
we should
so
have
that
an
she got it,
annual
right?
recognition.
I don't remember. but-
Winter or spring.
Yeah.
So I would say if you want,
If you're
if
gonna
the
do it
intent is,
January,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. We
it
can
would come out of the
put it on the
2026
on the-
budget.
for January or whatever.
Let's
I
look
just
at
think
that
an
then.
annual appreciation for what she's
Yeah.
doing is appropriate. I mean, those planters look better than most people's home planters. I mean, as far as the plants in them, and
Okay.
she
So-
stops and waters them.
We'll take A off, and we'll look at giving her some more next year. We're gonna leave the boxes, sidewalk, spur, Lent concept plan, we'll leave the 26 budget, that'll automatically fall itself off.
on the
And-
sidewalks, what are we gonna do? Just leave them on there? Are we gonna do anything about it, or just leave it on there?
Well, Lent concept plan, yeah, we're gonna have a
No,
conversation.
no, sidewalks.
I don't
Are we
know.
gonna fix them?
Well, it sounds like.
Oh, is there a
intent
plan
was
to
wait
do
till
it in
county
the
does the road.
future in the city?
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
that's
that
what I
road
that's what
just
I
got
read. I
done
don't-
recently, but
It,
it's not gonna get done now again for another 15, 20 years.
2031.
Yeah, you're 6 years. They might not make it that long, but we'll
So
see.
the photo on the right, these trees are coming down, and that's going to fix the sidewalks.
That's up by the church, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right in front of
The,
liquor store
yeah,
right there.
Jack, the sidewalk in front of your house, that would be replaced by the county in 2031 when they redo the road.
Oh, okay. So they're redoing the road in 2030.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is it just like those
I mean, I
4 or
think
5
It's not like
sections of sidewalk that are bad there?
On the photo on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
it's-
I should say, so if it's I believe it's a 1/4 inch gap, so, I don't know if, essentially the hole that's on the left, if that's within that threshold or not. I know the photo on the right, it is with the tree roots. So I don't know what the cause is, the cracking on the sidewalk, Jack, if there's any kind of a utility that's right by that hole.
I have no
old age.
idea. Well, I do know that the parking lot at one time started sinking, and I had Pat McNeil had to dig it up and replace. There was a bar there at one time that burnt down, and they buried the remains of it, I guess, underneath the
parking lot?
parking lot.
Scott, what do you
One,
wanna do
two.
with this?
Well, I personally, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 5 sections of black concrete. I would call a contractor up and then
I mean, this
spend
is only,
$3,000 and fix it.
Right.
Just
This-
be done with it.
this is just one section. I mean, we have miles of sidewalks in the city.
But they're not all
cracks in
like
it.
that.
So would you petition or motion the fact that we direct staff to
Even
get
if it
bids on
costs
an
10 to
RFP
fix it
for?
all, so what?
Okay.
In the whole town, you mean, yeah.
I mean, get a first number, we can either leave it on here for another 10 months and do nothing, or
Right.
get
I
a bid
agree
and
with
find
you.
out how much it costs.
I agree with you. Let's
I'm
do it
good.
then.
I'm good with the bid.
Make the motion.
I'll make a motion, we get a bid and
I'll
find
second.
out what it costs to fix them.
All in favor?
I,
All opposed?
I,
What did you say, John?
I'm in favor.
Okay, motion passes to get a bid, an RFP, to fix these sidewalks on this picture.
Okay.
I'm sorry, could we also revisit the pods for a second? For recognition for the person that's doing the maintenance, is she listed or would she be willing to be listed on the site somewhere to say, on the city's website, to say special thanks to so-and-so in addition to, the gift card? Because I think sometimes just for people to know who it is might give her recognition on the street.
This is about the flower pots.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
He's just
They
saying
can-
to list the lady's name that's actually maintaining the flower pots on the website.
There you go.
We can look at including an article in the
Communicator.
the quarterly newsletter.
Yeah, you could do
That'll
that.
get more attention than the
Some
website.
kind of recognition.
That would be great, actually.
Okay, thank you. New business, we ready to move?
Yeah.
Yep.
Public hearing, resolution 06-2025, approving the sale of personal property located at 15520 Lawndale Lane North, Dayton, Minnesota, 55327 PID 05-120-22-22-003. We are now at that point. Council, would you like to open up on this one?
Yes, Your Honor. So if you recall at the last EDA meeting, you directed myself to work with Mr. Lucero regarding a purchase agreement for a home that is located on the property you mentioned on Lawndale. He's going to be purchasing that home and moving it to a different lot. Before the EDA can officially approve that purchase agreement, there needs to be a public hearing. So you need to open a public hearing. It appears as though nobody will be seeking at the public hearing, close the public hearing, and then we can move forward with actually officially approving the purchase agreement.
At this point, I'll open public hearing on this. Anybody online?
Nobody's online.
And there is nobody in our audience today, so at that point, I'll close public hearing. And now we'll have a conversation on voting for this. We need a motion on that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I get a motion from someone?
I'll make a motion to approve the sale.
We have a motion from Scott to sell property. Second,
I'll second.
Dave Fashant is our second. All agreed? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. For sale sold. We can use names now, is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. So now everything will be public related to this sale.
Gotcha.
And my understanding is that the check from Mr. Lucero will be cut this week.
Gotcha.
He has until October 24th to move the home from the property, but his intention is still to try to move it either the end of September or beginning of October.
When is the sale final? As soon as you get the check? Or?
Essentially, as soon as I get the check, yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, okay.
Any hiccups along the way? Or was it a smooth transition?
No, I think
Still transitioning.
I think it's, yeah, so the second half of this is then now tonight, he's requesting a vacation of the right-of-way on the lot that he is moving the house to. And so that's something that's going before the council tonight. I do not know how the council is going to vote on that, and I'm obviously not the council's attorney, so I won't be at the meeting this evening. My understanding is that Mr. Lucero will be at the meeting this evening to speak on what he's looking to do with moving the house. The second piece is that he needs to get the building permit from the city to be able to move the house. And my understanding is that will be approved relatively shortly.
If he doesn't get the right-of-way removed, will that still cause a problem for our plan?
No.
My understanding is that the setbacks on the property would allow him to put the house and build a garage because the setbacks will be 10 feet and 10 feet, and it's 100 feet.
100-foot wide lot.
Yeah.
So it would reduce the way that he would like to lay out the garage if he's not able to get the right of way.
But the
Gotcha.
sale's not contingent on the vacation of the...
No,
No.
the sale is not contingent on the vacation of the right-of-way.
Okay.
And the house can be made to fit without that
Yeah.
right away
It's
with some potential variance of setback on the one side, is that how?
Yeah, the issue is the garage, not the house.
But it can be made to fit on the existing
It could.
space.
Well, we wish him the best of luck, Mr. Lucero, in his endeavor, and hope he can have a quick run through his council meeting tonight. All right, does that end that up there? Telcom, new business.
Yeah, Mr. President, members of the EDA, the Planning Commission actually reviewed this for consideration last week at their regular meeting. The Telcom company is out of Clearwater, Minnesota, and they are a utility contractor, and they're proposing an industrial building off of 121st Street and West French Lake Road. The overall site's 8 acres, and if you net out the wetlands, it's really only about 5 acres. The property is currently guided I-1 and zoned I-1. This was previously approved in 2023 for a similar use. The person who was going to develop the property ended up never purchasing the property after getting the entitlements, so it has remained an outlot for a couple of years. I don't have the remote on me.
Is that essentially right behind the Graco buildings there somewhere?
Kind of.
No, it's across from the Capital Partners or Invent building.
okay.
On 121st Street, north of where the MTL property is, along West French Lake Road.
By the trailer park.
Gotcha.
Yeah, be just northeast of the mobile home park. So they're proposing a 26,000 square foot building, mixed between office space and warehouse. Proposing a single access aligning with the one across the street for the Invent property. Employee and customer parking are all there, and through the review, the parking requirements were satisfactory with their proposal. And they are proposing 36,500 square feet of outdoor space with a combination of asphalt and Class 2 aggregate surfacing materials. I will say that the outdoor storage is they're proposing about half the amount of outdoor storage that they would otherwise be allowed on this type of property, given the zoning. So here's a general layout of the property. You can see where on the southeast end of the property there is where the Class 2 aggregate outdoor storage area is. Large track vehicles being utilized there. Their request is related to avoiding repetitive damage to the asphalt in that area. Go ahead, John. These next slides are just to show you what the building is proposed to look like, consistent with the I-1 district standards, combination of concrete panels and metal finishing around the building. So after discussion at the Planning Commission meeting regarding some fencing proposed in the front yard of the property, they did unanimously approve that with a couple of added conditions related to height of materials that are going to be stored on the property, trying to avoid them from towering over the proposed fence and screening area of that to kind of soften the look from the right-of-way, so from the public view anyways. So that's a general view, and you can see on the bottom of that picture, that would be where the Invent property is. But as I mentioned, the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval for this development, and the City Council will see this for review on the 23rd of September.
Our task today is to nod our head and say, looks good.
It's up to the EDA. So, you know, I shouldn't say every commission, but every commission that has something to do with the project reviews this. So in this case, it's the EDA related to the site plan and the outdoor storage.
I guess, does anybody have any? I
To me, it's all more like, seems like everything in this general area is consistent with it, with, warehouse.
Fits the area. Fits the area.
Yeah, fits the area.
They're still asking for some reduction in fees.
So actually, we had discussed that with the developers, and we kind of discussed that with the City Council related to that the net area, that wetland and steep slopes on the property. When we took out those through the calculation, they were comfortable with moving forward with that. So I believe that the City Council was provided with a comparative table of what a type of project like this would kind of gather in fees from surrounding communities. From my understanding, I don't know if there was any needed direct, or any needed action from the council's part after seeing that. If there was any discussion on what should be changed from the council, I did not hear that, but that was our direction was essentially that we're not far off, was kind of what my impression was, so.
Yeah, I think it was asserted by the developer that our fees were out of whack, and that doesn't seem to be the case, actually.
It is a significant difference when you compare built-out communities in that regard to communities that are still extending utilities out to certain areas. So that certainly plays a factor. That was the majority of the comparative communities that were provided by the developer, so.
I don't know if that's a motion for us, or we like to like it, so should we make a motion, say we approve this, move it forward?
Sure. I'll make a motion that, to approve it.
I'll
Okay, we have a motion
second.
on the floor from
John.
Sean?
John second.
I'm sorry?
I think John seconded it.
John?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't hear. Okay, do we have a second from Mr. Weber? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries to talk to council and say we agree with this conversation. Telcom staff members. Before we jump into staff boards updates, I do want to cover the Old Town AIG conversation. I'm doing it. We should start getting AIG on task with this Old Town. Now, we have this discussion previous, me and John, about fire suppression in the area, tanks, pieces, parts. I think it would behoove us to have AIG look at this piece and our low-level concept plan that they made for this, and figure out what they want to do or how they can do this. As a group, we have to tell them that we would support this, and we had conversations about the floodplain and all kinds of stuff.
Mhm.
I'm just not convinced yet that we shouldn't give this up without that other piece in the way, but he's there, and he's not willing to sell. So we made our approach. We attempted to do this and talk to him, and he can hold out and he can do whatever he wants to do. It's his property, of course. But I think we should direct staff to have AIG put this on the market and start moving it.
Okay. I'll just clarify. So we don't have water capacity to service anything that requires fire suppression. So if-
Well, do we know that?
No.
And we've commissioned a study to
Yeah.
tell us actually where we are with that, because we need that, because we've heard numbers from 70 new residences to 100 to now 0. And so it's all a guess. So I don't think we should say that there's no water available. I think we're going to find out. But that is a potential real limitation, right? If we do find out there's no capacity to add a commercial sprinkler system in that area, then we have a problem. And IAG should know that as they start the conversation. But we're not out of water. We're just not sure where we are.
Sure.
Correct?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So we have a 1,000-gallon capacity for Old Town. Well, half the tank is air, that air pressure that pushes the water out. So it's a 2,000-gallon tank with 1,000 gallons of water.
Yeah, and I have questions. I mean, I think we're not going to figure this out here, but I have questions for Jason. We know what the capacity is, the tank capacity is, but what will the pumps flow? And that's a question
How
for.
quickly can the tank
Question
fill
for
out?
him, can the pumps on the wells directly, feed a fire truck? And,
Well,
I don't know. I have more questions, and that'll come out when the study gets done.
I agree with Dave, that something seems like it's not being fully vetted on what the water situation is in Old Town. Because you got this tank situation, then you got 2 wells that are on my former property, and I know for sure one's 500 gallons a minute. And I also talked to Stantec back, a year or two ago, and they said that it was about 100 additional house capacity for the well and septic for homes, for essentially what services Old Town. So I don't know if it's just a tank issue and that they undersized the tank, but it seems like the wells are,
I looked into, I think that well on my property, the second well was almost $500,000 to put in. The city paid. So someone needs to dig in and find out exactly what the choke points are, because I'm not sure it's like the whole system screwed up, or is it one choke point, which is this tank that only has 1,000 gallons of reserve? Because I know the fire chief is obviously concerned about that.
Yeah, and I think, that, well, we've got Stantec doing a study on that now. I'm not sure exactly when that's due, but sometime in the next couple of months, I would assume,
Yeah.
to tell us more specifically. Because I agree with you. I think the wells have plenty of capacity. It's the storage
Yeah.
piece. And we're going to be talking about a water tower, but that's a
Yeah.
couple of years
Years
out, and
out,
hopefully
yeah.
grant money affiliated with that. But in the meantime, where are we really? Because I've heard several answers, and I think we need to know better, especially if we're going to promote some development. If somebody wants to come in and build a building and buys the land and then they find out they can't build anything, we've done them a disservice. So more to come on that, but I think for IAG to start marketing the thing, I think I don't have any problem with that.
So the question on the table today is, do we move forward with Stantec and ask them to list it? IAG.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Stantec. We have 2 pumps that service downtown, don't we, Old Town?
Yes, 2 wells.
2 wells.
Then maybe
2 wells.
A bunch of pumps of some kind.
I guess the
or another,
question, I support having IGA market this. The only question I'd have is if they're marketing the people that are going to require a sprinkler system, like a
It would.
restaurant, then you potentially don't have the ability to market to them. Now, if you're marketing to people that aren't going to do that, and I think the cutoff's 200.
It depends, there's lots of variables.
Yeah,
Can we chemical suppress it instead of water?
it's really expensive, but.
I couldn't answer that, that's more building code.
That's a Stantec question.
It'd be for the building official. I mean, there's dry systems as well as
So
wet.
to cover the question at hand is, we need a motion to put this on the market.
Yeah, and I don't think it's an issue that you can't sprinkle it in the building. It's how much water, how much water can be, you put on the fire. Maybe Lucero did the sixplex, that's all sprinklered.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the chances of all burning at once are probably pretty thin.
Yeah.
I thought we just had a discussion that we didn't have the water capacity to have a sprinkler
That
system.
doesn't mean that the sprinkler system's in and functionable. That doesn't mean it'll prevent the fire from.
No,
building.
but there's 2 different things. I mean, if the water supply in Old Town is sufficient to
Do
supply a
six pipes.
sprinkler system, which you said is already
It's done.
recently
That one's
done, then what's the issue?
Right. I see where you're coming from.
I mean, I don't, our issue about fighting a fire in Old Town is a whole separate issue, in my opinion. I mean, that's do we have the water capacity to put out a fire once it starts? But if we have the water capacity to supply us a sprinkler system that would be required, then let's market this.
Right.
Looking for a motion on that.
I'll make a motion to have IGA market it, but this looks like Zach maybe wants to say something.
You just holding up the counter?
Yeah, holding up.
Don't let it move, man.
EDA chair, members of the EDA. I want to find some information about what the water conversation is going about it, so you have all the information. So right now, the 2 wells can flow more than one can flow about 550, 500 somewhere in there, which Jack had mentioned. The other one can flow 600 at total capacity if we were to put it up to full speed. We do not run them at full speed. We run them typically around 3/4 speed to keep the motors from burning up and trying not to overuse them because they are a variable speed motor now. So there's a module on them that allows them to not go to full blast if we don't need them to. So they basically run it.
They're modulated.
Yep. And so they right now they run somewhere between 300 and 400 gallons per minute when they turn on and run. And so the restrictor that we have, which I think is the point that Fashion had mentioned, is that the reason why Stantec's doing this study is because there's a restriction somewhere along the line. Is it the well? Is it the storage? Is it the pipes in the ground? And from what we understand right now, it's the pipes in the ground that are the issue and the restrictor. So the wells can pump more water through the pipe than the pipe can actually withhold and withstand. So the gallons that are on hand, there's 1,000 gallons on hand at all times. So if the pumps were to go down or the wells go down, we have 1,000 gallons of water to suffice in that area. That's not enough for anybody, obviously, and we know that. So then we're doing a study of how much water do we need, what kind of information do we have. That'll actually be on the council meeting tonight to look at preliminary engineering for our northwest water tower, which is on the council meeting tonight for a conversation. But what the restrictor is that it's the pipes in the ground, which is obviously the most expensive and most cumbersome thing to fix. It's easy to fix a well. When I say easy, I mean it takes time, but it's not ripping up a road. We're not taking out new pipe and putting new pipe in. Actual physical pipe is the restrictor. We do have a sprinkler system down in the historic village. I have no idea if it's even going to work. I have no clue, but it's in. It meets code. It does what it's supposed to do. Could we use chemicals? Sure. I think we brought that up to Lucero when he put in his triplexes. I think it was just cost prohibitive. That didn't make any sense for him because he could just hook up to the water system and put a sprinkler system in that would at least cover some of the fire if there were to break out. I don't know if it will stop the fire from going like it's designed to do, but it will flow for a while. Will it keep up? I don't know. So if we added the two wells together, we have about 800 gallons a minute that we could run for fire flows. From my understanding is we need about 1,000. So we have the ability to get there with the wells that we have in place, but we don't have the pipe in the ground to get the water to the hydrant to make it work. So we did have a fire recently down in the historic village area. We had to bring in tankers in order to put out that fire. They were going to hook up to the hydrant system, and if we do hook up to the hydrant system, it will drain everything, and then we'll have water concerns from every resident in town when every one of them is brown like that countertop, and they're freaking out because the water pipes get shaken that much when you pull that much water out of here. We've had it happen on this side of town when we pull out of the hydrant in the back of the city hall here, and the pipes get shaken when you pull that much water through them, and then it disturbs all the sediment that's in there and all the stuff over time that's settled in those pipes. That's why we do hydrant flushes when we do them. That's what they're point to do, and the reason we don't want to do them when the hydrants aren't open is because that just ends up in people's water. So hopefully that provides a little more information. I don't think it's inappropriate to go forward with looking for a business to go here. I want to make sure that was clear too, but just so you had all the information related to the water system, because it is a big conversation that we've heard a lot about of we don't have enough water to we have enough water. So I guess the answer is we're still reviewing it, but the answer is not we don't have enough water. It's just how it gets used.
So I just have one question. How is a water tower going to solve that issue?
Pumps and pressure, height.
No, I mean, if your pipe's too small, your pipe's too small.
Yeah,
You
so
gotta
pipe's
put
too
new pipe in.
Yep. So the water tower, what that would do would be sufficing a larger pressure so that if they were to use fire flows, we could maintain that flow for longer than a few minutes. So if the water is able to go into the system at 800 gallons a minute specifically to keep that fire flow or whatever needs to happen, having a water tower there would be able to draw down the water if you're going to use it on the fire so that you aren't having to push water through the tank and then out into the pipe fast enough through those wells. So there's enough water in storage to be able to push through the wells or push through the pipes consistently.
Yeah, I mean, my only point is that if the pipe's the issue, the pipe's the issue, and it's...
That's my understanding at this moment. I don't know if that's the actual
I mean,
case.
if that
That's
is
part
the
of it.
case.
Yeah, but that's the case, then yeah.
Then it's a hell of a lot cheaper to replace a pipe than it is to build a water tower. I mean, you probably got
But
I
you
don't know what
also
a water
can't.
tower, $20 million?
But you also can't guarantee that a well is going to be on site. I mean, we operated with one well in that system for over 20 years. Probably wasn't a very
$7 million?
Something like that.
a water tower. 2.2.
Oh, really? They're that cheap?
You write a check?
I don't know about.
No,
I don't know if that's
but-
cheap for anybody, but I mean
I
that's
figured
our
maybe
estimate.
more than that.
We don't need a
I get
giant.
that.
We're not looking for a giant
It's a
one.
small
down there either.
tower.
It's a small tower. We're not looking at a 1.5 million gallon tower that you're going to see on the side of Maple Grove. I mean, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for like 250,000 gallons.
So is it admin's official position that you have no problems if we move forward with this?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. But again, if it doesn't meet fire flows, then we'll have to figure that next situation out, but at this point.
We have one vote on, or one motion on the
Thank you
floor.
very
Do we have a
much.
second? Thanks,
I'll make a
Zach.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All
Hi.
opposed?
So we're
Motion carries.
Marketing the Lent property.
We're marketing the Lent property.
So just for my clarity, the intent is to market it for, with this vision
Yes.
that we have.
Yeah, that's, you agree with that, right, guys?
Then we'll talk, we'll have a different, separate discussion on cost.
Got it. Anybody want to add to that? Okay, moving on. Petition to get new. No, we got that already. Staff board updates, number 7.
Staff update, so this is kind of a round robin of items. So, later this morning at 11 a.m. is a session by the Minnesota Attorney General's office called Stay Safe, about safety for seniors, or geared towards seniors. This is at the Activity Center. See, Thursday, September 13th at 3 p.m., the EDA and other commissions and the council is invited to an open house at States Manufacturing. This is at 3 p.m. at their Dayton facility.
Can you send invites to everybody?
Yes.
Thank you.
Just to clarify, John, Thursday, September 11th.
Thursday, September 11th. I didn't
Ah.
correct that. So, yeah, makes a difference there.
We'll be there. Yeah, that was 2 days ago.
Quick Trip will open October 2nd. I've not heard if there's a grand opening or not, but that is their target date for opening. ELC Stevens, Chair Hunter was part of a committee of the council and commissions that looked at the master plan. The consultant is refining the master plan. We should have boards that will go out with a QR code to the public at Dayton Heritage Days, but otherwise this will come back to the council, I believe, in the first meeting in October is the plan. Adopt a park, so that we have several parks in Dayton that are available. Sponsors would adopt it for the year and then would agree to pick up litter once a month. Cards, Cribbage, and Coffee is held at the second and fourth Thursday of the month from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Activity Center. The Giving Garden, so I know we've had some commissioners that have donated produce for the Giving Garden. This is available right outside of City Hall, so if anyone has a large garden and has excess food, they can donate that for anyone to take. The Dayton Car Show, we have one more date on September 12th. So this is at LC Stevens Park.
Stand by on that. I did not get my helicopter clearance to land yet. Zach was looking into it.
Okay, are you still having a car show without the helicopter?
That's true.
Yeah. So,
Okay. I didn't know if there was still a thing that we had to go in front of council because it's last meeting's tonight for that.
no idea.
Gotcha.
But
Did we approve anything the last time?
Like the monster truck? No.
The helicopter?
No.
I don't remember doing it either.
They had to have, the pilot needs authorization from the landowner to land on someone's property. It's an FAA thing. And when the mayor's wife did it, they had to get the same permission.
Okay.
So I was just trying to get
I don't think Lisa did it last time.
the guy she sent over said that they did. That was their copter guy.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so I'll have with Zach on that. Sorry.
Dayton Heritage Day is September 20th, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. So this is in Old Town. And I believe, I don't have this in front of me, but I believe Magnus is also sponsoring an event on the same day. I got a head nod. So that's in conjunction with Dayton Heritage Day. 2 Generations, 1 Dance. So this is Friday, October 3rd at the Activity Center, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then the Jack-O-Lantern Pumpkin Trail, again, this is the second annual pumpkin trail that we've had at LC Stevens. Will be on Wednesday, October 29th. So if you buy 1 pumpkin from Dean's Pumpkins, you get the second one at half off. So I would encourage anyone who would like to carve a pumpkin, donate it to the city, and it'll be put on this pumpkin trail on Elsie Stevens, October 29th.
Quick question.
Yep.
Did John Weber chime in on the motion to pass the IAG property? Did we
Yes.
hear from him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
And otherwise, the next EDA meeting will be Tuesday, October 21st.
That covers our 7 EDA member updates. You all good with that? Nothing else?
No,
Okay.
this is your opportunity for updates from the EDA members.
Got it.
Yeah.
Open to our guys.
Yes.
What do we need? Anybody? Anything? Scott?
I got nothing.
John, are you there?
Yes, I am. I've got no updates.
You said nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing from me.
Anybody want to find out when he's moving that house and want to watch the house movement? Is that a thing? That'd be kind of a neat idea.
Yeah, I'd like to see this.
You
I
do?
got a front row seat, so.
I
if
bet you
guys-
do.
If you guys want to sit there, you can.
We'll have a
We can
Chardonnay
start
and
a
sit back and
bonfire.
watch.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
We did have a house that moved through Dayton in the village about a week and a half ago.
That was one off of
Oh, really?
French Lake Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that one. He brought it up. He said he was driving by it. Pretty interesting, but this is way taller.
They
I did
moved
take
it
a lot
down
I
to
took
the
pictures of
village?
that.
I know you did. And do we need to discuss anything for that for us if we want to use this for future reference about moving houses? You had pictures.
I mean, I don't think so. It's quite, I mean, if the company would allow us to be on site when they're doing this, I think it'd be interesting to see the process and how they do it.
When's the permit? When does he want to move it?
Before October 23rd?
Something we could be attached
Before the
to?
end of September.
Well, he has to move it by October 24th. He
24th.
wants to move it end of September, beginning of October. So he has about a little over a month and a half, but he's hoping to do it in less than a month.
What has to go out from either himself or the city to notify people about, I'm assuming they're gonna have to take some power lines down, people are gonna be without power, nothing?
They'll raise them up.
They'll raise them up? And there's no like road closure or anything like that?
No, I mean, the police, assuming the house takes up both lanes, the police will shut down oncoming traffic or hold it up until the house passes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's similar to any other wide load vehicle that's taking up both lanes.
So who's the notifier when this happens? Who gets notified?
The city
Everybody?
knows What day it's gonna be.
That's all I
You'll
was
get a
asking,
notice
is there
on
any
what day it's gonna be.
notification that needs to go out to anybody? I don't, if there isn't, that's fine.
You have the wine ready if we come over?
Yeah, I'll have to.
EDA chair and members of the EDA. We did not get notified about the one that went through our city from Champlin.
Oh.
We found out about it from through our Park District that they were moving on a certain date. So I don't know any official notification that goes out besides with the county. And the county didn't notify us at all that house was going through. We had heard third party that we got notified that they was going through town. So when you ask who and when, we'll know because likely Eric's going to talk to us and say, hey, I'm moving it on this date, so we'll try to get everyone aware of it and send out an email or whatever. But as far as I know, the only official notification that comes from is Hennepin County because it's their roadway that they're going to use. But other than that, there's no notification to the city.
Wow.
So yeah, we didn't get notified about the one that would just happen a week and a half ago. No one knew about it. It was because Service Park District said that they were moving the property based on our
There was
conversations
no-
with this one.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know how that works and why that doesn't get notified through us because I think it would be known. That one took up both lanes of traffic down the entire way, and they had to get it out of here by, I can't remember what time it was, 2 in the morning or something. They went through around midnight. But I mean, there's certain times that they can go through the county lines.
Oh,
and
so they
such.
do it at night.
It was in the middle of the night. Yeah, it was at midnight for the last one. So. But
Well, okay, so if anybody hears
So you
anything-
guys are gonna be up pretty late.
I'm not coming at midnight.
it'll be when they do this move. It'll be we're talking 11 o'clock midnight. I mean, they'll be doing the work maybe on the property before that to get everything ready to go. But actually, physically moving down the road won't happen until
There'll be
midnight.
signs.
yeah, there'll be signs and stuff, but like, they'll have to raise all the power lines up, so no one's gonna go without power, but they have like these trucks that hold the power lines up way up in the air, and then, you know, kinda like, I don't know, bracing or whatever, but.
I mean, I know on the Champlin one, they had it set up, it was like rigged up, the semi was tucked, it was parked in the driveway. So they was ready to go, so you know,
Yeah, it was a way smaller house, man.
yeah.
So that came all the way down River Road from?
Yeah, it went out to
Is it Payne's?
Paynesville,
To where?
Paynesville,
Oh,
I bet that cost $5, huh?
yeah.
there you go.
Can we get a notification or email or whatever once the sale is final?
Sure. You bet.
You have, at the police department, I was at a meeting with Marty the other day, and they have these pamphlets that give you first notice, like a Hoffman thing. If something happens, it's a text to service that gives you, there's an active shooter, there's a flood, there's a whatever. Now, I did sign up for that, and as commission members, I would say at least look into it for your own personal safety, that we engage that.
Is it called Hyperactive?
I believe that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah,
Is that
that's
the
our-
one the state sponsors?
Yes.
Then
it's
we should be on that one.
Hyperactive, it's our emergency response program that we've initiated. Essentially it gives a area where you can either contact them if something's going on, or you have a geo-fenced area. So say there's some sort of standoff happening or something like that. Anybody in that area will be notified if you're a part of the Hyperactive network. It's on our website. It's in the top left. It kind of rolls with scrolling if you're on our website to sign up for it. The reason why it's rolling is we're trying to get people signed up for it as best we can. It's a way for us to communicate with you as a resident, if you're watching this now or later or whatever.
So that's residents only.
Nope, it's businesses, residents, no matter what.
Anybody.
It's anybody, but it's
What
an
is the
emergency.
state-funded one where it's elected officials and appointed officials? What is that
Oh,
one?
that one might be a different one than Hyperactive. That might be something different.
Will they use the same database to transmit?
I don't know that answer, so I'm gonna have to say I'll get back to you on that one because I don't know that answer.
Well, it's better than nothing. Read about it on the news, so.
Yep,
If you get- if you
I will
get-
get back to the EDA on that one.
Okay. And there's some property in Old Town. It's, take a right, going down, take a right. It's on the right-hand side. We talked about, we were there one day. Has that been purchased from Hennepin County? Is that ours, or what about those? And we should start exploring houses and properties in the city so that EDA can be more an effective tool.
Yeah, what you're referring to, EDA chair, is that you're referring to the tax forfeiture parcel that's down in the Historic Village area. We
Okay.
have not submitted or started paperwork on that one at all yet, at least from direction from the city. So right now it is in control of the city because it's under the city of Dayton. So if that's a request that the EDA would like to make to the city council to move that off of the tax forfeiture rolls and put that back onto the tax roll, then that would be something that the EDA would have to make a motion on to have direction to go to city council on from staff
Gotcha.
level. And then we can bring it to council, and then council can make that direction. Whether that direction is move it back to the EDA or at least have it off the tax rolls for the council to control is the decision of the council, not.
That
But
that
it's
was
fine,
the
but-
property that we originally talked about moving the house.
It is, yes.
Yes.
So we
Well, I mean,
would,
so there's like, what, 4 or 5 properties in town that the city
I think
owns,
3
right?
now.
Tax forfeiture
3 or
parcels?
4.
Yeah,
No.
3 or 4.
We,
Not tax forfeiture.
well, we have 3, one of which is in a swamp, so I don't know if we're gonna do anything with that one. I mean, we can
Okay.
try to sell it, but it's not gonna be worth a hill of beans. One is the one down on the interchange, which we've already kind of initiated processes on.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
that
That's
one,
being
yeah.
moved forward. The last conversation that I had with that one, just an update, is that the state needed a reconveyance form that we had sent them already. So I don't know how it got lost in paperwork or translation, something about a deed or a title deed. I don't know all the terms and
I thought
legal
there
stuff,
were
but
2 on Robinson, like one.
there's only one on Robinson Street.
so we're looking,
The one that you just talked about, where they're gonna move the house?
Yes, that one is tax forfeiture parcel. There are 2 parcels that are owned by the city of Dayton. One's on the corner there.
Yeah,
And
on
then
the
one's a little
corner.
further down
By the post
on the
office.
south
Yeah.
side
Post
of
office, yeah.
Robinson Street. Those
Yeah,
are
it's
not
like
tax
kitty
forfeiture
corner
parcels.
from
Those are just city
My
owned.
Place or, yeah.
Those are just city owned. Those are not tax forfeiture. Sorry if I
Okay,
misunderstood
so
that.
city owned. So
Yes.
I guess my question was, should we think about IGA, I mean, well, I don't know, maybe we don't want to, but
They
marketing
don't do residential.
any of the properties that the city might own
they
in
don't do
town?
residential.
Huh?
They don't do residential.
Well, these aren't, I mean, Robinson Street's not residential.
I
It's
don't
an
know if there's a
excuse.
bigger purpose for the two on Robin Street. I don't know if those were acquired from parks, from park dedication dollars, or if those were just purchased by the city outright a number of years ago. I don't know the history of those parcels. If it was done by park, we can't do anything about it. We have to keep it as park. We've had this conversation with the council level of Leathers Park that we'd like to.
Because I
do
also
something with,
wonder
and-
kind of what's gonna happen with the house that had the fire.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that either. I'm unsure.
Demo, no doubt.
Yeah, well, it'll be demoed.
But I think that's a
Either
bigger
be sold
conversation the
from a
council would have
private
to have.
perspective or.
Sure, a lot of fires downtown, don't there?
There's just that one, right?
So I think, do you guys want to talk about trying to ask council to get us into those forfeited property, or we can move forward on that and transfer the other one to the EDA's name so we can start moving and marketing that one? What are your thoughts?
At staff level, I would,
You're looking at me.
at staff level, I would suggest doing one at a time if you're gonna ask for one, just so that it's clear on what staff's looking to do for each parcel, because
Okay.
there's tax forfeiture in Robinson Street, and there's two other ones that are on the main street.
Let's look at the tax forfeiture so that we can apply and negotiate our purchase price. So we should be active on that one now. How about that one?
I agree.
That would be a residential lot, though. Okay,
You agree?
sure.
Motion to direct staff to do that? Do I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? John, what say you?
Aye.
Yeah.
Copy that. Okay, we'll move forward on that one. Anything else before we bounce? Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thanks, everybody. We are adjourned.